We're going to start this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bobby, give me the signal. And we are live. Welcome to the Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing. Joining me tonight for the first episode of our 2021 season, I've got two spectacular co-hosts with me. Why don't you two introduce yourselves?
Hey, my name is Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, and I'm Mac. You can find me at AZ Sports Fiend. That's FIEN, and we're here to cover basically recapping the offseason and the Cardinals draft as of this weekend. So we've got a lot of names to cover. So why don't we get to it?
All right. So the first thing we need to talk about is we lost some big names in our offseason. We lost Hassan Reddick, who had a little bit of a breakout year, who has joined the Panthers. We lost Patrick Peterson. He signed on a $10 million deal. They overpaid him, in my opinion, with the Minnesota Vikings. And we might have lost one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game of pro football in Larry Fitzgerald.
Okay, don't you dare say it.
It's a possibility, and I don't like saying it, and I am just as sad about it as you are, man.
Shut your whore mouth, okay?
Okay. It's not all doom and gloom, though.
No, it's not.
This offseason, we made some big moves. We made some moves that, could indicate a win-now mentality, if you want to look at it that way. Let's talk about the big one first. Going into this offseason, we all kind of knew that J.J. Watt was on the move. The whole Texans organization, with everything from fucking Bill O'Brien to the ownership to the train wreck that is currently happening with Deshaun Watson, it indicated just an absolute train wreck. So it was very obvious early on that J.J. Watt was on the move. So everybody was like, okay, where's he going? Is he going to the Steelers? He's got family there. He's got brothers there. Is he going to Buffalo? They're really trying to build their defense. Is he going to the Browns? They're saying he might want to go there. And he shocked, I'd say, the whole league by deciding to go to your Arizona Cardinals. He announced it through
Big
Twitter.
Shock, for sure.
Shocked me. I wouldn't say it was as shocking as, say, the DeAndre trade, because let's face it, I think that shocked everybody.
Not as much, but right up there.
And I want to know what you guys think about that. What do you guys think of the J.J. Watt signing?
You want to go first?
After you? Well, yeah, sure.
Okay.
I just love how every fan base wanted J.J. Watt, and then he picked the Cardinals, and he's washed. And then I know we touched it. I believe we touched on the other podcast, but his numbers that he put up besides sacks, the numbers he put up last year in tackles for loss, passes batted down, pressures, ranked right up there with anyone that the Cardinals had, if not better. So, we're losing Hassan Reddick, who was our sack leader. But J.J. Watt had more pressures. He had more tackles. It was close tackles for loss, but more passes batted down. And he's the definition of leadership in a locker room. And I know a lot of fans at the end of last season thought that's what we needed. So, how can you not like what we did there? I think that's if you're grading off-season moves, that has to be an A in my book.
Oh, without a doubt. especially to your point of the leadership, because that's like I think my biggest criticism last year was that we lacked leadership. I watched a lot of Pat McAfee show and him interviewing people, and they're talking about like how great their locker room is. You know, he's interviewing players that were a part of playoff teams. They talked about how great their locker rooms are, and it all comes down to like camaraderie, leadership, things like that. So I think with the addition of JJ, I think that'll definitely bring us together. He can be a leader and encourage others to step up and be leaders. But as far as like playing goes, like, you know, people act like JJ Watt is like some slouch. Like, no, like they wouldn't be saying all this criticism. They wouldn't be saying that if he was part of their team. So they can cry about it.
Especially these days. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Especially these days with just how visible the league as a whole is just because of online and social media, we would know if he was not one of those locker room guys. You would hear so many disses on his name. Like just think of how fast like Juju became a pariah in this league, or Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I don't think that's entirely justified. I think there are fucking other players on other teams who do crazier shit than they do and get no shit for it, but it's neither here nor there. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. No, but what I really like too with this JJ signing, like, is that, you know, they speculated he was going to be ring chasing. He could have gone anywhere he wanted. He had all these big powerhouse teams like wanting him, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, but like he chose us, and I feel like that might encourage others to want to come here. I think it kind of did help with this past free agency, and hopefully with next
maybe
season.
even with Malcolm Butler.
Yeah,
Malcolm Butler, like Malcolm Butler looks at the team. JJ Watt wants to go there, and what we paid Malcolm Butler, like there's something that he liked with the Cardinals organization to sign for the amount that he did. So yeah, I 100% agree. He can't overlook the value of the JJ Watt signing when everyone knew he wants to go win a ring. You know, people see Kyler Murray and they want to join forces with him and what we're building here. So I mean, I don't know how many people can hate how we brought in JJ Watt and what he's going to bring to this team. I mean, you add him with Chandler Jones and a healthy Jordan Phillips. I mean, just those three alone, like, and then the guys who else we brought in, who we've got. So I'm really looking forward to this defense for sure.
Absolutely.
The thing that I'm taking from this, and the thing that I think is the most intriguing thing about this whole thing, is that he said that he came here because he saw what Kyler Murray was doing and he thought it was good. He came here because he believed in this quarterback. He said that from the outset. He could have, I mean, this guy, you got to remember, this is a waiver wire guy. Any team in the league could have picked him up if they had the money to choose him. The fact that him and the Cardinals both had a mutual understanding that this is what they wanted, I think that's fucking beautiful. I think that the fact that he wants to be here and he is ready to tear it up for us, and that we're always seeing him in the weight room on his fucking Twitter. I love the signing. I hope he can have that kind of resurgence. I know that's a lot to ask in a player like him, but I am excited. I'm really hoping that we can see even a quarter of his old self come back. But
I'll take it. Fuck.
So that's obviously the biggest free agency signing. We also signed AJ Green. I'm going to open this up by saying I wasn't huge on this signing. I think anybody who was paying attention to my Twitter, or shit, you guys in the DMs, knew that I wanted T.Y. Hilton bad. I wanted him so bad, man. And to see AJ Green, who's kind of fallen off over the last few years, get on our team over T.Y. Hilton when T.Y. Hilton was still on the board and was still probably cheap. I'm not a fan of this signing. What do you guys think?
I love it. I think it's low risk, high reward. I feel like maybe getting him out of Cincy is going to help because he's no slouch. He's kind of had a bad shape with injuries and everything, but I think a fresh start, the fact that he will be playing in an indoor practice facility, because I don't know if you guys heard, but they refused to build them an indoor practice facility. That organization's fucking dog shit. Yeah, so I think a fresh start might help. You know, and you guys know me. You know, I'm a low-key Bengals fan just because of my uncle.
Bengals and Jets, that's you. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, fuck the Jets. The Jets.
Oh, wait.
We can already pencil in Jackie picking the Jets 10 times this season, so we'll just pencil that in now.
How bad did it hurt to know that Adam Gase is now gone from the Jets, Jackie?
Biggest fucking mistake that they could have ever made. I hope that team is forever cursed of never getting a winning season. Have fun getting the first or second round draft pick for now until eternity.
If you guys are new here, we do a pick 'em during the season, and Jackie, I think she probably finished first or second in our group.
I was kicking ass.
She probably picked the Jets and Bengals to go 10-6.
Yep.
So we gotta give her a little heat here and there. But with the why can't I speak?
I gotta go back.
I was gonna say today we had a little birthday party for my dad today, so I've been kind of getting a little my juices going with the alcohol from about noon today. So we're having a good time here.
Shout out Pop
What are you drinking now, Jackie? I know. Dad, happy 69th. Happy 69th, Pop.
69, feeling fine. I'm drinking a little bit now.
I have my sister's from, she lives in Cincinnati. She's out here now. So she watches the Bengals a little bit here and there. So I'll give a shout out to her, my mom, and my pops who turned 69. Nice. But as far as the AJ Green signing and my nephew Josh, if you're driving home, make sure you're driving safe right now. If you're listening right now, don't follow your
both hands in the wheels.
Drinking. Yeah. So, but as far as AJ Green, he had the lowest percentage of catchable passes last year at like less than 60%. So you had him as a non-number one guy for Kyler across from DeAndre Hopkins. He's not gonna. I promise on my life, he's not gonna lead the league and lowest catchable passes this year. So many sideline passes last year were over his head, underthrown, and Kyler has shown and proven how proficient he is at hitting the downfield pass on the sidelines, especially. So he is the biggest wild card, AJ Green, in my book. He could either catch 30 passes and it's a bust, and it's a waste of 7-8 mil or whatever he costs, or he can come through and catch 85, 90 passes across from D-Hop and catch 8 or 9 touchdowns. So while I understand the people who don't like it because he was coming off a major injury last year, I still think that the upside is there enough where it, like Jackie said, it is a low risk, high reward signing. So I don't have any problem with it at all.
Yeah, you got a cute little deal and prove it deal, and we'll see where it goes.
He wants to be here. Yeah, those prove it deals, man. Yeah, those prove it deals. They could act like a friggin' steroid to these older veteran guys. They want to make the family money. You better damn believe AJ Green wants to play for another 5 years. This is his step right here. Come here, leave Cincinnati, leave that trash ass organization. Come over here and try to ball out a little bit. So I mean, his hands haven't gotten anywhere. You throw the ball in his vicinity, he ain't dropping it like fucking Christian Kirk. He's gonna come through in the clutch. So I'm happy for it. There is definitely risk there, like Will said, but I think the reward is pretty sweet if he's able to stay healthy for sure.
All right, so let's talk
sure.
about the Rodney Hudson trade. We traded for Rodney Hudson. We traded virtually nothing for him. I think what did we trade? Like a third
Bag
rounder.
of balls.
I mean, if offensive linemen were like cared about by the league, this would probably be seen as big as like the fucking DeAndre trade. But like, what do you guys think of that? I think it was pretty sick.
That was awesome. That is a very Steve Keim thing to do.
Especially
in the sense that that's
out,
a clutch signing.
Yeah, the way it played out, like he was about to get cut, and so everyone on friggin' any social media is freaking out. Like one of the best centers in the league is getting cut. Like what the hell are the Raiders thinking? They pull him back, and they make him available for a trade, and that's when you knew Steve Keim was going to do, because we were in the market. Who were the other centers on the market that who's the main guy we missed out on? The Packers guy. After we missed out on him, you knew that Keim was going to be full force on signing Rodney Hudson. He's graded out as one of the better centers in the league over the last half decade or more. So it's definitely one of those signings where, I mean, if you're bitching about that, you're not a fucking Cardinal fan. Straight up. Sorry.
Yeah. Bitches.
All right. So we're gonna talk about the other signings really quick. We're gonna just jump right through them. Matt Prater.
I give it a B minus. He didn't have the best year last year.
Yeah.
But historically, he's been pretty good.
Oh, historically, he's been great. I felt like I was the one person who didn't love it. And then I was talking to my brother about it. He's like, dude, he's never missed a field goal under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. I was like, huh? That's a fucking stat. Dude's never missed a field goal under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. So, you know what? Like, I thought maybe
Shut the fuck up. You're gonna jinx us now.
I'm surrounded by wood. I'm knocking on that. So, but he did not have a great year last year. He kicked like 75%, which is right in line with Zang and Gonzalez. But he's that vet, and they're counting him to bounce back. So, I mean, if he can bounce back, he's got one of the better big legs, I believe. He's the one that holds the record for longest field goal ever in NFL history at 63 yards.
64.
Yeah. And I mean, he doesn't have that leg currently because that was like almost a decade ago or so. But for to have that kicker that can trust in the clutch, I mean, that's priceless. So hard to argue about that,
All right. Here's the biggest glow up, I'd argue, other than the Hudson thing. Malcolm Butler. What do y'all think?
I love it.
The fact that we got him for that cheap, we got him for what, $3 million? Instead of paying Patrick Peterson $10 million. Oh my god. Such an
He had a way better year last year than Patrick Peterson, so yes, we'll take it.
And you got to figure, I mean, the defense of Tennessee wasn't that great. So the fact that there is a standout like Butler, I think, is very impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
They gave up they got to the quarterback one of the lowest percentages of times in the NFL, while the Cardinals got to the quarterback at a top 10 pace. So you just put that in effect. You think right there that quarterbacks are going to have a shorter amount of time to throw the ball in any of our cornerbacks' direction compared to what the Titans. Titans let the quarterbacks sit in the pocket and pick them apart. Cardinals got to the quarterback, and what the Cardinals did this offseason, they should get to the quarterback even more. And I believe Malcolm Butler had the most targets against in the NFL. And his numbers weren't sexy or whatnot, but you compare his passer rating, his QBR against his completion percentage, they're all better than Patrick Peterson. So for Patrick Peterson to sign for what, 10 mil, like 6 or 7 mil more than Malcolm Butler, I can't really understand the people who say that we downgraded that cornerback this year. That's just not true at all.
I think that I think Malcolm Butler, if he can live up to what he did last year in Tennessee, could be a force to be reckoned with, especially in the NFC West this year, which has just gotten absolutely crazy with the quarterbacks. I mean, it's a whole new landscape, and it's barely been like 4 months since the season ended.
The new frontier here down in the NFC West. But speaking of quarterbacks and Malcolm Butler, I hope that Russell Wilson gets like PTSD playing us, just seeing him.
That's the goal. And on a 1-year contract, you know he's going to be hungry. Just like AJ Green. They both have a goal in mind. And yes, the goal in mind is a Super Bowl. But even personally, more than that for them, they're looking to reestablish their value, which goes a long way. These guys are not that old. AJ Green is, 31? Then you have Malcolm Butler right there. Let's see, Malcolm Butler age, and pulling it up, 31. So it's similar to Patrick Peterson. But Patrick Peterson relied a lot on his athleticism. I think Malcolm Butler is a little bit more fundamentally sound. He's a little bit more physical. So that helps him in aging a little bit. So these guys who are just turning 30, they have a lot to prove. And that right there is what I think we're banking on, is for them to come out, show that they're not washed, and show that they have a lot in the tank. And both those guys can provide a lot of leadership as well that Jackie was talking about. We need that in each of those cornerback rooms. I have a lot of faith in what this team is going for and what they're trying to do. So hopefully these guys come in and they can take the horn by the reins, so to speak, and show that.
Put their balls on the table.
Put your balls on the table, Malcolm. How about that? So yeah, I think there's a lot to like there.
And here's the last major signing. Here's one I was not particularly a fan of. James Conner. What do you guys think?
I wasn't either, but for that price, it's hard to not like James Conner at what, 2 mil? Not even 2 mil. You know what I mean?
One something.
I think it's a good deal. I think that I'm not entirely trusting of him being our go-to running back. I am kind of bummed that we didn't end up picking.
What is going on?
I am kind of bummed we didn't end up picking a running back in the drafts, but I'm interested to see where it goes. But I mean, again, my heart was set on Philip Lindsay. I'm kind of bummed out that we took as long as we did to find a running back. We didn't extend an offer to Philip Lindsay.
You're right. I think as far as free agent running back goes, Philip Lindsay was definitely number 1, but my number 2 was Connor. The price was good. Again, like with the AJ Green thing, I think it's high reward, low risk. And no, I don't think he's going to be the guy, the bell cow. Him and Edmonds are going to split carries. And then I hope being here is going to be a rejuvenator for him.
I do think that in this next upcoming draft in 2022, we should probably look for a running back in the first or second round. But I am painfully,
I'm sure we will.
I am painfully neutral on James Conner.
Unless he's only 23.
To be honest, who, James Conner?
Yeah, isn't he like 23?
He's like 25.
Is he
He's younger than we think. But even 25 is not too old. Let's see here. Yeah, 20. He turns 26 this week.
Oh shit!
But I don't.
I'm kidding.
So I am also torn on this because he is injury prone, and Chase Edmonds has not shown really to be the guy that can handle 20 carries a game. So, and Cliff Kingsbury, this is the whole, domino effect. Cliff Kingsbury hasn't really shown to be the coach go 50-50 split with his running backs. You know what I mean? Like, he's been either one guy or the other. Like, there have been games even last year where Chase Edmonds has just been phased out because, they're feeding Kenny and Drake 25 times. But I don't think that this duo right here can be that. This is a good challenge for Quick. Show that he can be adaptable and to show that he can give both guys carries in the teens. I don't want to see either guy getting 30 carries a game because inevitably both of them are going to break down. That is just what it is shown over the years they've both been in the league. And I do think that maybe we will see Eno Benjamin a little bit. We had that Ward dude who came out last year. So maybe those dudes have shown more than what we've seen from the public eye that the coaching staff and GM have seen that these guys can be also a contributor in year 2. So with that in consideration, I like what we got there in the backfield right now. James Conner will put his head down. He don't need Mama to remind him to fucking put his foot in the fucking gravel and go upfield. James Conner's gonna do that. Motherfucker, cancer survivor. If you can't root for James Conner, who are you gonna be able to root for? This dude wants it. Everything he's come out with, and just the way he talks in his interviews, he's a dude you just have to root for. And you know what? Like, let's play it out because I want to see them, and I want to see Eno. I want to see what Eno got. So I'm ready to run it with these guys. It might not be the sexiest, but hey, I think these guys can get it done.
I am praying that this is going to come together and it's going to be something good. I know that Keim has supposedly said that this is a win now season. I don't know if this is the roster I would have assembled if that's the case, but I'm intrigued to say the least. All right, so we're gonna. Go ahead.
And just on James Conner on a 1-year deal, just like the other guys, he's got a lot to prove to himself, to the league, and to his teammates. So I mean, on a 1-year, I would not have liked it at all if it was 2 or 3 years. But for a 1-year deal, like, let's go. Let's run this shit.
Let's do it. Hey, now that I'm just watching our viewer count right now. It was 2. Now we're up to 6. Do we want to get into trivia real quick?
We're gonna
win some money.
We're gonna discuss one thing real quick, and then we'll jump right into trivia. All right, so let's talk about the hottest news topic of this offseason. How shitty are uniforms?
What?
What? Okay, so every there was a poll done by the Arizona Central. 91% of all Cardinals fans think that we need new uniforms.
Oh.
What do you guys think that we need new uniforms, or are you guys good with the old tried and true?
I'm good with the throwback all white. You go throwback all white with the state on the shoulder, because a lot of these accounts that I'm seeing do these, updated Cardinal, they look like fucking college uniforms. You can't be giving me a red helmet with the red face mask. That shit just ain't gonna vibe. You can't be doing that in the NFL. Like, stop looking like U of A. Okay, all these accounts that we see look like U of A. Like, give me the all whites, and I'm good.
Yeah, with the state flag.
State flag. We need that. We need to see Kyler in the state flag. There is a rumor I heard as to why we don't have that anymore. I don't know if this is true or not. Supposedly, old Michael Bidwell thinks that the old.
Yep. And if I'm not too engaged, just know I have fantasy basketball championship on the line for $1,500, and this motherfucker got Luka going right now. I don't know if that game's still going or not. I'm gonna look after the pod, so we're just killing time here, waiting for Jackie to finish pooping and stuff. So
Jeez.
I didn't hear her wash her hands. That is Jackie.
What's up?
All right. So he says he
There
restarted the
was a
stream.
pandemic going on. You didn't wash your hands. What
Didn't
is
wash
wrong
my
here?
hands. Didn't take you guys with me to the bathroom.
Bull fucking shit you are.
Okay, so actually our stream's all caught up, he says. Okay, so shit. If somebody doesn't join in the next 30 seconds, we're just gonna jump back into the
Let's just see. Yeah, let's just do it again on here to see if it's caught up. We might as well.
Probably turn.
Let's do the next one.
Okay. All right, we'll give it a minute. I'm sorry. I know this is not very captivating, but we're doing our best. Geez. This is not a good.
If you're one of the 6 listeners right now,
5.
thank you.
5.
You guys have hit 5. Okay, somebody left.
One of those is me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I'm probably one of them too. Shit.
Well, you know what? The 2 of you, and the Bible says he's on there too. But thank you, David or Juan or
Paco.
Birdview. I don't know what Birdview's first name is, but he's a good follow.
Bird's eye view.
Yeah, he's a good follow. If you don't follow him, follow him.
Check him out. He's amazing.
I believe he also writes for Zona. Scott, the owner, unfollowed me, so I unfollowed him. But it don't matter here. We're here right now. We're doing our thing.
We're here having a good time. By the way, speaking of people that follow and unfollow, tell me why the guys of Revenge of the Birds used to follow me and now they don't anymore.
Oh, Revenge of the Birds. That is exactly why. Because Scott's an asshole. Fuck you, Scott. There we go.
All right. So, well, shit. There's only 2 viewers.
Well, we tried.
It don't matter. We're doing it. I don't give a fuck. They're gonna listen sooner or later.
Or we could type out the question. I don't know.
Shit. All right, fuck it.
Don't matter. Let's just do it.
All right. If you answer 3 of these right, you win $20. We're gonna change the rules.
My mom should be listening. Is my mom the only person listening? Hey, Mom, love you.
Tyler Bird, do you accept our challenge? Would you like to win $20 if you can answer 3 of these questions correctly?
Yeah, come on.
Say yes in the chat.
He's like, whoa, I've entered the Matrix, man. All right. All right, so he just.
Oh yeah, we are behind. I barely just heard myself talk.
Okay. It just said say yes in the chat. Kyler, we're waiting. All right, he says of course.
All right, cool.
All right, Kyler, you get 15 seconds to answer these questions. If you win, you get $20. All right, first question. We've already kind of laid it out, but fuck it, we're asking anyway. Here's a freebie. Larry Fitzgerald holds a unique record among all draftees in the 2004 draft. What is the record? It's most rushing touchdowns, most yards per carry, highest passer rating, or most MVP votes. You have 15 seconds. Go. And of course, those are A, B, C, and D. Kyler says highest passer rating. That is correct. That is the first one right, and you are on the board.
Yo.
You only need two
Alright.
more to win $20. Here's number 2. This one's a doozy. No Googling. All right. 4 out of the first 5 teams drafting in 2004 selected a Pro Bowler with their first pick. What team didn't? Is it A, Denver, B, Tennessee, C, Seattle?
Can you guys really hear the Family Feud in the background?
It's very loud.
Yeah.
This microphone's awesome, though.
Yeah, you're screaming in my ear. No, I'm kidding. You're fine. Does he have an answer?
Waiting on it.
The shit's still lagging.
I'm gonna say the Raiders. I don't know anything. But I'm gonna go Raiders.
Denver. That, I'm afraid, is incorrect. The correct answer is D, the Oakland Raiders. With the second pick of the 2004 draft, the Oakland Raiders selected one Robert Gallery, a center from Iowa, who was a massive bust. They could have had Phillip Rivers. They could have had Larry Fitzgerald. I'm forgetting the other guy. They missed out on one of the best drafts in history for a center. But, all right, 1 for 2 ain't bad. All right. Number 3. How many future Pro Bowlers did the Arizona Cardinals draft in the 2004 draft? Is it A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 7? We just had the perfect draft. You've got 15 seconds. And again, that is the question is how many future Pro Bowlers did the Cardinals select in 2004? Oh, he's got it right. It is 3, but he is wrong about who they are. That does not matter. He doesn't need to tell me which ones. Jake Wordley got the actual names right. That would be Dockett, Fitzgerald, and Antonio Smith.
Dansby? Oh, shit. I would have got that wrong. For some reason, I thought Dansby. Okay. Antonio Smith. I like it.
All right.
Dansby.
So that's number 3. Kyler Bird is leading with 2. We've got 2 other people who have joined the whoever gets 3 right, whoever leads at the end gets it, I guess. If Kyler Bird falls off here, he might
do your bonus questions too that you have, and then we'll just kind of.
Here are the final 2 questions. I will ask a tiebreaker if need be. Number 4. What Hall of Fame quarterback famously refused a trade to the Arizona Cardinals? Is it A, Peyton Manning, B, Joe Montana, C, Dan Marino, or D, Troy Aikman?
Boom! Somebody hit it up quick.
Who's typing in the Discord?
Or D, your mom.
Damn.
Shout out, Max Mom.
Rude. What up, Mama?
Again, that's A,
Max Mom.
Peyton Manning, B, Joe Montana, C, Dan Marino, or D, Troy Aikman.
Kyler Bird put Manning.
Waiting on those 2 other answers real quick. Aikman. Okay, one says Manning, one says Aikman. Will Jake Wordley? Jake, you control your destiny here. We're waiting on you, man. Is it Manning, Montana, Marino, or Aikman? All right. I'm going to count down. 7, 6, 4,
Four,
3, 2, 1. The answer
Peyton Manning.
is no. It's not Peyton Manning. Peyton
What?
Manning refused to sign with us. The question is,
Yeah,
who
is that a
refused?
question?
Nope. Who refused a trade to us? In
Who the fuck is that?
1991, the Arizona Cardinals offered a first-round pick in the upcoming draft to trade for San Francisco's 34-year-old Joe Montana. Joe Montana said, no, fuck that, not going to Arizona. He went to Kansas City and damn near
I've
got
never heard of that story. What?
So, Tyler Bird has 2 correct answers. Alex Mann has 1. Jake Wordley has
what about
1.
Alex?
What?
Who else has one?
I think Jake's way behind.
Oh shit.
Man, I feel bad for Jake. All right. Doesn't matter. Kyler Bird's leading with
Jake,
2. Alex has 1.
I'll send you $5,
Wordley has 1.
Jake.
That's classic Cardinals. I would be surprised if you did know that. Final question. This one's for all the marbles.
Boom!
How many?
Your boy won $1,500. Sorry.
What?
All right. This one's for all the
Your
marbles.
boy won $1,500. We'll go on. Sorry, I just wanted to get that.
Are you gonna give that prize to one of our gorgeous winners here, listeners?
No, fuck no.
I'm kidding.
You gotta make sure don't make sure you're lagging, Alex, or James.
Mac,
Hey,
you
we love
better
you,
give
though.
that 20. You better give that 20 yourself. All right. So, final question. This one's for all the marbles. How many times has Tom Brady beaten the Arizona Cardinals? Is it A, once, B, twice, C, 4 times, or D, 5 times?
Whew. I'm gonna go 1,
No.
4, 5. I don't know that. I've been wrong every time. I don't know.
And again, the answers are once, twice, 4 times, or 5 times.
I guess he did miss the game here.
Tyler Bird guesses 4.
Alex
probably
Mann,
what I
this
would
is
guess.
your chance to control your
Come on,
destiny.
Alex.
Oh, shit. We got a tiebreaker coming up.
What was it, 5?
So,
Big
oh,
word
shit.
entered the chat.
It's a 3-way tie. Oh, no.
I like 3-ways.
Oh,
Me
jeez.
too.
Oh, jeez. It's
What?
a 3-way tie.
Okay, Jackie, you can't say
Correct.
that. You're married.
The correct answer here
I used
is
to be young and
1.
wild, okay? Shit.
The correct answer here is Tom Brady has only beaten the Arizona Cardinals once. Technically, the Patriots have beaten us 3 times since he entered the league, but he personally was only active for 1 of those games.
Wow. I would have been wrong. I have 0. I'd be on the other end right now answering all of these questions wrong. So good job, guys.
So, and that game was in 2004. So Tom Brady has not beaten the Arizona Cardinals since 2004. Shit, I don't have another tiebreaker. Fuck.
What do you mean?
Okay, fuck it.
Wait. You said you had 2 at the hip.
I've got another.
Okay.
Okay.
For all the marbles, guys.
This one's another. This is totally off the top of my
Put
head.
your marbles on the table.
Number 6. Rod Tidwell from the movie Jerry Maguire is based off of what Arizona Cardinals player? Is it A, Boston, B, Rob Moore, C, Aeneas Williams, or D, Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray.
I have a 50-50 chance here, and I'd probably get it wrong. Because I was going to say Frank Sanders, but that's not right. So we'll see what the group says.
First person to get it right wins the money.
Oh,
answer at the same
respond.
time.
And again,
Fuck your
David,
lag. Whoever shows up first.
Is it David Boston, Rob Moore, Aeneas Williams, or Kyler Murray? Alex Mann guesses David Boston. Wordley and Bird, you're in control of your destiny. Alex, I can tell you you're wrong.
Oh, well, you can't tell it now. Bird knows.
Oh,
Bird knows.
The fact. Oh no.
Okay, if no one gets this, I have an ungoogleable tiebreaker.
Okay. Wordley, you're in charge here. Waiting on your response. Jake Wordley, you are a winner of $20. Rod Tidwell was based off of Moore.
I would have guessed Aeneas Williams, so.
All right, Bo Bobbles, take that out of your pocket. Send it to him.
All right, we have our second winner of the semi-annual Redbird Redzone trivia contest.
Shout out, it's not my sister this time.
Wordley, if you want to DM Bo Bobbles or drop your Cash App, your PayPal, whatever in the chat, do what you want. You are a winner of $20.
Send it to me. Send it to Mac. I'll send you your money. So
I'll Venmo you, Mac. Tyler Bird,
that works for me.
Shout out because
Bobbles, I'm gonna need you to edit. I'm gonna need you to edit the shit out of this fucking.
This is this part of it.
We're good. All right.
I'm just glad we got through the trivia.
Yeah, shout out. But yeah, let's keep this podcast rolling. It's about half hour on trivia.
Jake is the only man I've ever seen who wants to deny $20. Okay.
What do you say?
He says he doesn't have to give it. You don't have to give him the money.
Fuck. I mean, if you make more money than I do, then okay, sure, whatever. Okay. Screw me, huh? No.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, before we move on,
let's give a shout out.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and give Alex and Kyler another chance to win some money here. $20 out of my own pocket.
Oh, damn.
Are you guys game? Answer in the chat right now.
What about picks? Do we get picks or no?
I mean, pick'ems?
No. Pick'ems.
Let's not get carried away here.
All right, Kyler's in. Well, if Alex doesn't respond in the next 5 seconds, I'll ask this question. It's ungoogleable.
Oh, did.
All right.
I'm gonna see if I
know. Is that a word?
5, 4. All right, he said, "Let's do it." All right. I was 5 years old the first time I went to an Arizona Cardinals game. Who did we play? Was it A, Seattle, B, San Francisco, C, Dallas, or D, the Cleveland Browns?
I was on San Fran.
That's not remotely fair.
Nope, but
it is fair. They don't know. We don't know. Just like, yeah.
You can't Google it.
I'm going to San Fran. Give me my money, Jackie.
Tyler says Seattle.
Oh, Alex gets it. The first ever game I've ever been to is a Browns game. Let's go.
Good boy, Alex. What up, Alex, man? Shout out to
What's up, Alex, man? Drop your Cash App. Actually, if you have Venmo, preferably Venmo, because I have Venmo, but I'll make it work with whatever we got.
Alex Man does whatever Alex can. Wins a quiz any size. Catches dubs just like flies. Look
Shout out,
out!
Alex, man.
Here comes the Alex Man.
And then Jake is Bird Eyes View. Is that Jake, right? Is that correct?
No, I think Kyler is Bird Eyes View.
Who's Jake?
Kyler Bird. Is it?
No. Who is Jake? RBR podcast, the Twitter account said, our viewer wins $20 but declines it. Shout out to Jake. Who's Jake? What's Jake's Twitter at? We need to shout him out.
We should probably get back to our show though.
Probably.
Oh yeah. You know, the draft.
All right, so trivia segment's over. Let's talk draft. All right. So, with the first round pick, we selected Tulsa linebacker Zaven Collins. What, pray tell, do y'all think of that?
Do you want to go Mac or should I?
Biggest fan. But he's grown on me. I like the person a lot. And I think that what he can provide, he's a big linebacker. They're playing inside. And he's played all over. But he's so athletic that when you're at somewhere like Tulsa, they're going to play you all the fuck over. So he didn't play as much as at inside linebacker. But he definitely has that capability. He's quick. I've seen a lot of clips on him in pass coverage. And that's probably what gets me most excited is his ability to drop back in coverage with Isaiah Simmons. And I think those two are going to be pretty stout. And I do love how Keim said that he is expected to play right away, which is a big thing. Like, this is a big draft for the Cardinals. This is a big offseason. Whether Larry Fitzgerald announces he comes back or not, it's irrelevant. You have Kyler Murray on a rookie deal. You want to win with that. And all of Keim's moves have shown that he wants to come and make some noise this season. And for that to happen, what is it, Zach Collins?
Zaven,
there we go. For that to happen, Zaven Collins has to play a big role because Jordan Hicks is probably not a starting inside linebacker on a Super Bowl winning team at this point in his career. So if you add Zaven Collins in there, I think that's an upgrade. So while I did not like it initially, I do believe that if he can come in and play day one, then it's well worth it.
I'm going to say right now that this is not a pick I was enthused about as it happened. I don't think anybody was like, oh, shit, Zaven Collins, that's my boy. I think a lot of us were like, oh, no. Because it feels like a very Keim pick. It feels like a linebacker who we're basically setting up to fail. That's Pete Keim. After hearing some arguments, I've kind of come around to it. I'm still not huge on it. Bobble says, cough Hassan. But I'm still not huge on it. I still think that there are better players that we could have taken, but I am open to the idea. I'll leave it like that. I am not rooting for him to fail. If I am wrong, I will gladly eat crow and say that this is the dumbest thing that I've ever said. That I was wrong to ever doubt him. But I'm intrigued. I just hope he sees the field, and I hope we don't treat him the same way we did Simmons. Keim was saying in an interview, we picked him at 16. Of course he's going to see the field. It's like we picked Simmons at 8, and he barely saw the field, so it's not a given. No, fuck you.
Yeah, you jackass. I'm right there with you. I'm just going to be completely honest and transparent. When we drafted him, I looked at my husband sitting next to me, and I said, "What the fuck did we just do?" I put in our group chats that I fucking hate it.
If I remember right, did I say that I was going to burn my jersey if we picked Collins before it happened?
You sure did.
Jeez, that was harsh. I'll admit that. I'm just very glad we didn't pick Farley because that feels like a big Cardinals fuck up type pick that we would have made.
But, it does. I get it. But I hope Farley does good because I feel like he got a bad shake, given his injury history. But I wasn't hot on drafting a linebacker, considering we have been in what I feel like is an all-in like win now mode, and that doesn't seem like a win now all-in type of pick. But I summed it up for everybody to clarify. Like, it's not a knock on Collins and his ability. It's more of a like, you want an Xbox for Christmas and you get a fucking pair of socks.
Yeah.
Like, is a pair of socks nice, and you can use a pair of socks, and it's in the long run you benefit from a pair of socks, sure. But just with all in mode, I was just expecting us to be aggressive and attacking this draft and trading up and getting some either an offensive weapon or the best corner. So it was just more of a letdown than anything.
Gotcha.
And I you know what, like, if I could just be real quick, it feels like we've all like kind of hyped the draft classes last couple of years. I know I certainly have, and they really haven't, shown that ability right off the bat. So my hope is that this guy, there's actually an actual plan for him. I feel like Isaiah Simmons fell to us, and it wasn't necessarily like that wasn't really the plan. Was Isaiah Simmons? He was just there, and we had better options. He had no training camp. He had no OTAs, and that's not going to be the case this year. So my hope is that Collins will come in from day one, even in training camp, and he's given more of an opportunity to learn. And there's going to be preseason games this year, correct? Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I think so.
As far as we know, yes.
Compared to last season, you need fucking preseason games for a rookie to come in, someone who's like more of a hybrid, like Isaiah Simmons was. Like, I feel like that was a big knock, was that he wasn't able to come and get those reps, and that should not be the case with Zaven Collins. So I was definitely with you, Jackie, where it was like, what the fuck? But I've been warming up a little bit, and I think that Jordan Hicks it isn't the guy of the future. So position, while I did not look at it as a thing of need right now, I think that it is definitely could be upgraded, and time will tell whether Zaven Collins will fill that role right away or not. But the hope is he'll come in there and he'll be that much better than Jordan Hicks, and him and Isaiah Simmons will fucking roll.
I'm gonna speed through my remaining thoughts. I think that given the weird ass structure at the beginning of the draft, seeing J.C. Horn go as early as he did, all the good receivers go. I think that any of the big names that we could have taken would have been a risk. So I think either way you cut it, we would have been taking a risk with whoever we took. I think Keim is lying up his ass when he says that, we got offers to trade down, but we really like Zaven Collins that much. Bullshit.
I hope that's bullshit. Because if not, no, he got offers to trade up. That was the rumor, that they got offers to move up, and if that's the case, then he needs to lose his job like today.
Yeah, because I mean, if we're taking
this second round pick, I mean that's got to be a consideration. Like, if you're gonna be trading this second round pick, then you can't trade up. There's no way in hell you're trading up your only pick between 1 and 5. You can't do that. So I understand where you're coming from, but we don't know don't know those details.
But if that lands us a J.C. Horn, then is it really that bad?
Nope.
Depends on how J.C. Horn goes. Opinion. But where did J.C. Horn go?
He went to Carolina. We could have traded with Atlanta.
He was the number one defensive player off the board. We weren't trading up that high, so that's unrealistic.
Okay, well, after he was off the board, we could have traded with Dallas. We could have landed. We could have landed Smith with the Dallas pick. The fact that the Eagles did trade with Dallas.
Rondell Moore is. If Rondell Moore balls out and Zaven Collins is playing as well, then we're all gonna look like idiots. Because I wasn't exactly happy how the first 2 rounds went.
Let's talk our boy Rondale. We picked him in the second round. I've actually written myself miniature scouting reports for everybody except Zaven Collins. I basically just wrote my immediate thoughts on the guy after that. Here's what I have written for Rondale Moore. I said, I love this pick. He's a small guy, but he absolutely lights it up. He's not an Isabella pick. However, he tore it up versus Big Ten guys, and those defenses are probably the second best behind the SEC, to be honest. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of both the pick, and what do you think of my...
I like it if he wasn't hurt all the time. So that's a big question mark for me.
And I put a tweet out there, which you're probably referencing in a little bit, how Rondell Moore just reminds you of a small Andy Isabella. Andy Isabella's 5'10", 190, 185, and Rondell Moore's over here 5'7", 175, 180.
I don't know if that's a fair comparison. Let's stop for a second so we can get Bubbles a second to restart. Bobby, you can go now. Just let us know when we restart. All right, so it says it should be fine now. All right, I like the pick a lot. I think that I think a lot of people are calling his size into question. I don't know if that's a big concern. I think we've seen a lot of short players tear it up in the NFL the last few years. I like the pick. Right,
my biggest thing is if you don't consider his size an issue, then you're overlooking his injury history. They go hand in hand. They have to go hand in hand. You're not 5'7", $180. And again, you have 4 different injuries over the last 2 years. They have to go hand in hand. You have to look at the size, and you have to look at the injury history. And I mean, for people to say that, oh, look at his. If you're just only looking at his size, then sure, you're judging him one way. But when you put the two together, I mean, you have to look at the size as a detriment. If you didn't have an injury history, I'd 100% agree with you.
Fair enough. All right, so we're just gonna talk about one more of these prospects before we we're gonna talk about one more of these prospects before we talk about the others. The others will be a quick run through because I don't know jack shit about these guys. I'm basically just rewriting scouting reports.
That's fine.
So this guy we've actually talked about before on the show. You might remember him as the, quote, jackass who threw a shoe against LSU.
Shoegate.
And if you remember the jackass thing, that was me. I'm sorry. I didn't know we'd be drafting him. That would be one Marco Wilson, who is a quarterback out of Florida. First off, apologies for calling you a jackass, Marco Wilson, fan of the show.
Big fan.
I'm going to read you the scouting report. We traded up with the Ravens, selected Marco Wilson. He was infamous for the game where he threw an opponent's shoe, costing his team the game. Other than that, though, insane mobility, outstanding physical skill set, benched more reps than our first-round pick despite being 80 pounds lighter, but definitely a project. Tackling is a little rough, but watch for his name in camp. I like the pick. I think that he's always going to have that chip on his shoulder as the guy who threw a shoe. I think you don't really escape that, just given how funny that is on the face of it. I like the pick. I think that this is probably one of the biggest steals of the draft. What do you guys think?
I mean, don't know. Like, I don't know if he was worth trading up for.
I think
because given his, go ahead.
I think given how little we actually gave up to get him, I think that's worth it on its face. Because I mean, we're not going to get peak talent in the 5th and 6th rounds anyhow. So it's like I'm not losing too much sleep over it. It's a little bit of a risk, but I like the risk that we're taking.
True. It's just because I'm with you. I don't know a lot about these college prospects. Even when we talked about him on the show previously, I said I don't watch college football. So it's us picking and me doing research, and a lot of reports saying that he had poor ball skills and poor tackling skills. So that's kind of a concern because if you don't even have that in college, how do you expect it to make it to the pros? But he could be very aggressive. He could learn. Hopefully he doesn't do anything stupid. He did have a lot of good measurables in the combine, but I've never been the type to I've never been a fan of the combine and measurables because you can jump super high or run super fast, that doesn't translate into the league. Look at John Ross. I believe he holds the record for fastest 40, and where is he now?
Oh, yeah.
Very surprised he wasn't an Oakland pick, by the way. If Al Davis was still alive, he'd be in Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I like him. So we're gonna talk about these last.
I will say about Marco Wilson. Let me just get my little 2 cents in there. I don't know if you guys follow that math bomb that Kent Lee Platt. He does a great job comparing measurables to everyone and the certain different player metrics that they do at like their combine or the pro days or whatnot. And this is what he had to say about Marco Wilson. And I know Kime and Kingsbury were both on record saying that Marco Wilson was their number one steal that they thought wouldn't be there, and somehow he was there, and that's why they had to jump up. But this is what this math bomb guy says, and a lot of his stuff is fucking right on. I haven't really been paying attention to him too much until the last couple of years, but a lot of the stuff seems to be pretty accurate. So Marco Wilson is a cornerback prospect. He scored a 9.99 RAS. It's a relative athletic score. So he scored a 9.99 out of a possible 10. This ranked third out of 1,784 cornerback prospects from the years 1987 to 2021. And while I am also, like Jackie, kind of down on Marco Wilson, it's hard to ignore that, as this is kind of the draft where Steve Keim, I felt like, kind of ignored a lot of tape and went more just with like measurables, went more with like athleticism. And I know there's another stat out there that we were second or top 5 or something like that, and athletic compound measurement in this draft or something. So that kind of proves that point. But there is Marco Wilson. When you're a junior or senior and you throw a fucking shoe like he threw that shoe in that situation, it just shows, it literally just shows that you are lacking some sort of intellect, some sort of like in-game, like you have to know what's going on. That cost Florida that game, and it cost them a chance at the college football playoff. So, and there are a lot of plays, like Jackie said, where he does lose the ball in the air. He's not the greatest. He doesn't have the greatest technique. And if you follow Kyle, it's Marble Kyle. He has a lot of game tape where he kind of points that out right there. But Marco Wilson is someone who I think that upside is there. Then we add him with Gowan, who we got later on in the draft. I think there's going to be at least good competition at that position. So at that point, like I can't be too mad at it. And in the 4th round, let's be honest, it's the 4th fucking round. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going in trying to. Sure, you want a starter. More times than not, that's not going to happen. But here's an opportunity where this guy could show he's even better than Robert Alford. Time will tell. He's got the measurables, but let's see if he can all put it together and be a professional. Be a fucking professional.
All right, so we're going to go through these last 4 really quickly. I'm just going to read the general scouting report, and then we'll just go.
Maybe a D, honestly. To be completely honest, this has been the most lackluster, unsexy draft.
Oh, jeez, you're taking my role, man.
Ratio Jackie's ass on Twitter. We're gonna ratio Jackie's ass on Twitter. A D.
My shit.
Chad Forbes, Jackie. That's what I'm gonna start calling you. Hey, Chad Forbes. What up, Jackie? Hey, Chad Forbes. You see, he put up a D- for us.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like we could have. We really needed a corner. We really needed some kind of big playmaker in offense. We have no tight ends as of right now. Maybe 2. We didn't really hit like we should have for a team that in free agency seemed like we were going all in. I think we just played safe. We played measurables.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I feel like the Zayvon Collins tape kind of pops. I think that Duke defensive end Victor. I don't know how much of a great fit he is since he was in a 3-3-5. But I believe in that player. He was 4-year starter, I believe 3-year starter. I think he's someone that can come in. He's a defensive end. He's probably the guy that doesn't blow you away with the measurables, but just what he provided for that Duke defense. And I know it's Duke, and it's not sexy this and that, but he was a guy the one guy you could count on to do his job every fucking time. And then Tay Gowan, I feel like you get him in the 6th round. That is someone who had 2nd round grades, 3rd round grades last year before he opted out. And he opted out because I believe, if I read correctly, he has a daughter who has some health conditions, newborn. So yeah. I don't want to do that against him. And Tay Gowan, the way he was fucking been popping off on Twitter, talking about how much love and hype he has for Cardinals, I'm just going to bump that up right there. So right away, that's going to be at least a C just on him alone for doing that. And then I think James Wiggins fell. That's our safety from Cincinnati. If there's one position Steve Keim has shown he can draft, we all agree it's safety. I mean, look what he's kind of plugged and played over next to Buddha. Other than what's that fuckface who plays the Panthers? Other than him, look what he did with the fucking Jalen. So Deontay Thompson and Jalen Thompson, I think they both have looked pretty good. And then you have Buddha right there. So I think that's one position he's been able to draft. And so at the 7th round, a lot of people had him a lot higher. So I think that's someone right there that, if that's our lowest graded guy, then I think this draft has a decent chance to pop. So let's be honest, Jordan Hicks wasn't very good last year. I think we all saw a drop, in his speed, in his coverage. So if this dude can come in, Collins, and be better than Jordan Hicks off the bat, at least be more explosive, that's a win right there. And then I know Keim and Kingsbury have both come out publicly and said they expect both the 1st and 2nd round picks to come and play right away. My biggest thing with Rondale Moore is his injury history. I dropped a list of 13 wide receiver and cornerbacks, and he wasn't on there. But someone responded underneath something, and I said, fuck, I really wish I would have got Rondale Moore on there, but his injury history just scares the fuck out of me. And it was Kyle. He responded, at 49, he would be a pretty solid pick. So I think if those 2 picks can actually get production, I think this is going to be a win all around because we haven't seen a lot of production from our draft picks over the years. I was so hyped last year and the year before that, but we didn't see how much of Isaiah Simmons did we see? How much did we see of any of those guys in the back end of the draft? Not much. So if those two guys can contribute, I'm gonna be fucking. I think it's a win of a draft. As of right now, I'm going B- on the draft. Sorry for the long route. But,
it's all good, man.
I'm going B- because I think all the value, and sure they had a huge measurables, but I think that all has to kind of come together, and you kind of have to grade that all at one. When you add multiple cornerbacks who are both kind of look like steals or were regarded as steals, that's going to give you one of those guys is going to boom from them. I like to believe. So I'm gonna go B-.
Maybe.
All right. I'm gonna give it a C plus. I'm gonna give it a C plus. I am entirely in the middle on this draft. I am still questioning some of these picks. I think that this could potentially be a good draft, but that's just we'll have to see later because I'm just entirely on the fence as to whether or not this is a good draft. I'm gonna say a C plus. Is my
Damn, so I'm the asshole. It's a D plus at least. Shit. But
right.
I do love the Tay Gowan. He brings good energy, and I like that.
All right, so here is our last segment. Here is our last segment until September.
Maybe August. Who knows?
September.
Oh.
Yeah, it better be July or August when we get the roster set.
Something in September.
Yeah, before preseason. We'll give you some guys in preseason.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking September since regular season starts in September, but all right. So I'm gonna read off the schedule. You're gonna tell me if that sounds like a dub. I'm gonna count each of your records as to what you guys. Actually, no, Bob Bobbles. Can you do it so I don't have to use an online counter for each and every one of us?
Let's all do it. Someone put
right.
Bobbles in there too, and then when I listen again, I'll grade them.
So
shout out Bo Bobbles, our international man of mystery.
Yeah, Bobbles. Hey.
Let's not ramble. Let's go off the cuff. I'm gonna read you each and every opponent. You're gonna tell me if that's a dub or an L. Home versus the Los Angeles Rams. What do y'all think?
Loss.
Probably a loss.
I think we're gonna start a little slow. I want my teams to click at the end, so I'm fine calling that a loss.
Yeah. Seattle.
At home or
Where
away?
is it?
At home.
Dub.
Yeah. I'm gonna say both the LA Rams and Seattle are probably losses at home. San Fran.
We're good at home, but yeah. San Fran, where?
Win.
Home. It's at home.
So I say win because we're at home.
I know. We don't have the actual dates for the schedule yet.
I know.
I thought you were saying when as in W-H-E.
I thought we already had the schedule dates.
W-I-N.
Okay. That's how much I care about scheduled dates. The dumbest thing is when the schedule initially comes out with no dates, and then people do it before free agency and the draft. So I'm glad we're doing it after both, for the most part. So I'm gonna do San Fran a W as well.
All right, so Packers at our house. This could potentially be an Aaron Rodgers-less Packers with Jordan Love taking the helm. Is it a dub or a loss?
It's a dub. Fuck the Packers.
I think that's a
tough four game stretch if that's how it starts.
No, this is just
him reading
in general.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pretending this is how the schedule is. So
you're pretending that we have eight home games and 9 away games all straight in a row.
Games? What?
I'm reading.
No, I'm not pretending that they're home or away. I'm just. These are where we're. Is this the chronological order that we're playing these teams in?
No, I'm reading the home teams first.
Okay. home teams.
I said
whatever.
that's a dub versus San Fran.
Okay. Well, Packers. I'm with them too right now so far. I think it's a tough 4 game.
Vikings
At home,
W 3-2.
the
dub.
dub.
Yeah, 3-2.
Texans.
I'm 3-2.
Dub.
4-2. 4-2. Jackie and Will have it 5-1, I guess. So there we go. We're good.
We're gonna beat
I'm
them
gonna say that's-
52 to like 3.
I'm gonna say that's a dub. Usually those homecoming games for big name players are always crazy. So
Yeah.
Colts.
That might be an L.
I'm gonna go L.
L.
Yeah, I'm going 4-3 so far.
I'm gonna say that's an L. And Carolina Panthers is our other last home game.
God, I hate playing those motherfuckers. I'm gonna go an L. They got our number for some reason. So I'm saying 4-4 right now.
When they go dub, we're gonna break the cycle, break the stigma.
It's gonna be an L. If we can't beat Taylor Heineke, we can't beat them.
I thought Taylor Heineke was with Washington.
Well, no, I mean
Teddy
wait,
Bridgewater.
The last time we
Teddy Bridgewater's with Denver now.
I know.
Well, I
if
was
we can't beat
They
Teddy
have,
Bridgewater.
what's his ass?
I was talking
What's
about
his
the-
ass?
Sam
fuck
Bradford.
it. It doesn't matter.
They added a
away
fucking
games.
weapon in the draft. They got some wide receivers.
No,
Yeah.
who's that fucking quarterback that the Jets threw away?
Darnold.
Sam,
Away games.
I said
Yeah,
Sam Bradford.
fucking Mono Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Yeah, I said Sam Bradford.
All right, let's discuss the away games.
Okay.
All right, Rams.
L.
L.
For some reason, we can
L.
never find a way to beat the Sean
4-5.
Rams.
This is not good. This is a tough ass schedule so far.
Seattle
Okay.
again.
Win.
Dub.
Away. God
Yes.
damn.
We fucking owned them away this last season, but
Oh yeah. I said yeah. Okay. Yep. 5-5. Yep.
San
Dub.
Fran.
Dub. Fuck them.
Fuck Trey
fuck.
Lance.
The Detroit Lions.
Dub.
7-5. We're gonna beat them.
Dub.
Fuck you,
Chicago
Jared Goff.
Bears.
Dub.
Dub.
L.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you think Justin Fields gonna whoop our ass?
He seems like the kind of guy who would. Tennessee.
Tennessee, we're getting that dub too.
No, I say
We're shutting down. Hey, so run. What we
Derrick
added in the
Henry
run,
is going
I
to
feel like
fucking
we're gonna shut down
our
Derrick
ass.
Henry.
Derrick Henry's going to be.
JJ Watt's gonna fucking eat Derrick Henry's ass for dinner.
That's
okay?
that's an L.
So,
We're going to lose to the Titans.
He's gonna eat his
okay.
ass for dinner. Weird.
Weirdo.
No, it's not.
Jacksonville.
He's gonna dominate him.
Jacksonville.
Oh, that's a dub.
Dub. Oh,
Dub
yeah,
City.
That's what, 8-5, 9-5. We're getting hot.
Jackie. Jags.
That's a dub. That's a dub.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, we're fucking them
The
up.
dub.
Yeah,
L.
I love our away schedule. Holy shit.
Do you
L.
think we're gonna lose to the Cowboys?
Yep.
Oh, fuck no. No, fuck
No way. That's Kyler's house.
I don't know,
that's
man.
Tyler's house.
I feel like
Next
Dak
one.
Prescott's going to have a fucking monster game against us
Nah.
as like
it's-
revenge
L.
for spitting on his
L.
grave.
Will with the double L. He can't spell Will without double L. So
Boo. That's terrible.
Mm,
Last one. Cleveland.
dub.
dub.
Oh.
L.
Oh.
Cleveland's better than us,
Oh.
man. All right, but Bobbles, you've been
We
counting.
beat them last time.
What's our final scores for the schedules?
I think I'm fucking 12-5. I think 12-5. Hey, and those home games, they seem a little
Sure.
harder than the away games, I feel like. And that's good. You're gonna you're gonna be home. You're gonna be in your friendly environment. So Cardinals come
Jackie
up with a lot.
win or L against Seattle at home. See, if we play Seattle at home, it's gonna be an L.
Shit, take Allen just followed me.
Hey, really? What the fuck?
He did
Hey, I
he was doing
invited him to a
following
podcast.
back
Maybe
thing.
he responded. Let's see. Da-da-da.
Yo, Bobby.
Let's take out.
Bobby, respond to the Take Gowan, tweet saying he'll follow anybody who follows him with, we'd love to have you on for an interview or some shit.
Right fucking now.
He says, I've been trying so hard. Fuck you, Will.
Well,
you got to try harder,
right
man.
now. Yo, jump on the pod right. He does that. He's goated. He'd be goated if he sees that. Come on.
Yo, should I shoot him a DM and ask if he wants to come on for an interview sometime?
Hey, my DM. Hey, I'm blowing up his DMs right now. Come on in. Let's go.
I will literally eat my own socks if he comes on the show.
I'll eat my own ass if he comes on.
Hey, man. I run a podcast where we talk about the.
Anyways, what else we got lined up?
Would you like to come on for an interview?
We messaged him.
What?
I have to pee again. Hold on.
Jesus.
All right. So I shot him a DM. I'll let you guys know if anything happens. We're not going to close out until Jackie gets back. But I'm gonna start by saying I'm gonna just end this by saying thank you so much for everybody who watched this tonight. You guys rock. I know this is like a really late, really late recording. Well, for me at least, I'm on the East Coast. But I'm so glad y'all came out for this. Thank you to the trivia winners. Thank you to my boys Mac and I guess not a boy, Jackie. Thanks to my editor, Bo Bobbles, and thanks to Hey Gowan, who I hope will say yes to our interview request.
Yeah.
Jared,
shout out to everybody.
Yeah. For real though,
it's been a while.
It is absolutely crazy that we've had this kind of following after Bo Bubbles, I swear to God. after all of this.
Did you hear me wash my hands, Mac?
No, I heard you poop though.
Yeah, I dropped main deuce.
3 or 4 years ago when we started. Guys, I'm trying to be fucking appreciative here.
Okay, be sentimental.
You're rambling, but go on.
Right. Sorry.
3 or 4 years ago, when I started this podcast with my old co-host Goldwings, I don't think either of us expected this to become as big as it did. So thank you all for watching. We love you, man. We're gonna close out here. Do you guys have anything else to say before we head out?
Yeah, shout out Red Wings or whoever you just mentioned.
Goldwings.
Oh yeah, whatever. Red Wings sounds better.
Hey, me and Jackie beers deep. Hey, shout out to Will for standing up with us while we're fucking like 10 beers deep and shit. So
if
thank you, Will.
We were hanging out in real life.
And shout out to my
drunk
boy
in the
Mac
back seat of the car,
hanging out with me in real life.
While Will's having us there fucking Jack in the Box.
Hey, but shout out to Will. I met Will and his family. They came down to Phoenix, and they took me to a fucking Suns game. So shout out Will. Shout out your dad. Shout out your brother. You guys are fucking awesome, dude. I appreciate all you guys.